Hey all, Dr. Paul Borosky here, owner of Quality Business Plan, and for this video what I'd like to do is run y'all through a cash budget example. So the way the video is going to play out is first and foremost going to go ahead and give you all a couple of facts and benefits of having a cash budget, and then after that I'll dive into a cash budget example, show y'all how I go ahead and structure the revenues and the cost and align them with a cash budget. Alright, let's jump right into it. All right, as promised, let's take a couple minutes and take a look at the importance of a cash budget. We'll go ahead and start off with a couple facts. Fact number one, poor cash flow management is a leading cause of small business failure, and that statement comes from the SBA, Small Business Administration. Also, fact number two, a cash budget helps business owners make better spending decisions. And that's pretty straightforward, because when you know your revenues and you know when you're going to be getting your revenues and you align your cost with those revenues, you're able to see monthly how much money you're going to be short or how much extra money you're going to have, and then you can make some smart business decisions based on those findings. All right, so what are some benefits of a cash budget? First, it's going to give you a true picture of your monthly finances. You can do a profit and loss statement, and you can go ahead and see what your net profits are going to be monthly, but that is not a true picture of where you are from a cash position. A cash budget will show you how much cash you're going to have in the bank, what your costs are, when they're going to be paid out, and how much money you're going to have at the end of the month based on your cash flows. Also, having a cash budget is going to get you organized. It's going to be able to help you see when your revenues are coming in and when your costs are going out. Once you are organized, it's going to remove chaos from your business, and then from that, it's going to lower stress. Those in and of itself are critical and important benefits of having a cash budget. Also, it's going to help you know when you're going to need funding. If you have a large expense coming up in 2 or 3 months, well, you don't know if you're going to have enough money to cover that large expense unless you have a cash budget. Also, cash budgets are easily customizable as long as you have them in Excel and is structured properly. You can use that month after month after month to see where you are financially. Further, it's going to give you a competitive edge. A lot of your competitors out there, they're not going to have a cash budget that they can customize, and they're kind of winging it just like you are right now. If you have a cash budget, it's going not to only help you make better decisions, but it's going to provide you a better competitive advantage. Finally, it's going to help you benchmark. You can use your cash budget and you can go ahead and compare that to what your actual cash expenses were and your actual revenues were, and you can find out where you made mistakes, and you can optimize that cash budget, and you can get it to the point where it's going to be accurate most of the time. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and dive into an example of a cash budget. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the star of the show, which is the cash budget. So the cash budget is broken up into 3 segments. So you've got your revenue segment right here, your cost segment right here, and then how your revenues and your costs impact your cash position. That'll be the 3rd segment. Now, this is your end product. The most important part of the whole process is going to be the components that are included into the cash budget. So the next step, what I do with my clients, is I go ahead and I create a revenue section right here. So I'll label it revenues, due date, description, and revenue. And they'll go ahead and list the dates that the revenues are going to be expected, where the revenues are coming from, and how much revenues are coming in. So for this example, we'll go ahead and say we're going to get $9,500 here, $7,800 here, $500 here. We'll call it $1,600 here, $8,000 here. We'll go with $4,500 here, and then $5,200 there. Now, as I'm entering this information here, what's happening here is I've got it calculated to all of my revenues for month 1 will be added right here, and then all my revenues for month 2 will be calculated and totaled right here. Also, what's happening is when these are calculated in total and they come right here, they're also being populated into my cash budget. So you can see cash sales for month 1, $19,400, which is aligned right here, and then $17,700 aligns right here. So we're done with our revenues for the first 2 months. The next thing we now need to do is align those revenues with the cost. So our next step is to go ahead and follow the same game. We're going to go ahead and do a fixed cost section, due date, description, and the cost. And we'll go ahead and list our monthly fixed cost as well as the dates. So let's say we'll have a loan payment of $250, a phone bill of $150, advertising of $500, rent of $900, utilities of $350, labor of $1,500, and then salary of $2,000. As I'm entering these fixed costs, they're going to populate in this section right here, which is going to show us our fixed cost per month. Also, it's going to start populating my cash budget for the fixed cost here as well as a fixed cost here. The next one is going to be the variable cost. So let's go ahead and tackle the variable cost. So let's say we've got travel of $600 here. We've got travel of $450 here. One-time ad of $150. Industry research report of $300. Travel, we'll call it $450 here, $500, and then $200. As I'm entering these variable costs, again, they are being populated here from month 1. So these variable costs here are populated here. And then these variable costs here are going to be populated under variable costs for month 2. Also, again, our variable costs are going to be compiled over here. We can see our variable cost of $1,500 here. This is under month 1. And then month 2, $1,150 is going to be right here. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at what happened once we input our revenues, our fixed costs, and our variables. Let's see how that impacts our cash budget. So now what we have for our cash budget, like I said, the first section is going to be our revenues. So we have our revenues here. It's cash receipts of $19,400, $17,007. Our variable costs for month 1 are $1,500 and $1,800, so our total cash disbursement, $3,300. We'll take that $19,000, back it out at $3,300, and you can now see the net change for the month, which is $16,100. Beginning cash, we didn't have any. Ending cash is going to be $16,300. I'm sorry, $16,100. Now, you always want to have some kind of money left in the bank. And for this scenario, we're going to say that the business always wants $5,000. We'll back that $5,000 out, and we'll say that the ending cash now, or cash that we have to invest, we have $11,100. So let's say we don't invest it, and we just keep that money in there. Now let's go ahead and see what happens with our cash budget for month 2. Again, here's our revenues. Here's our costs, variable costs, fixed costs, total costs, and here's the net change. Our revenues backed out of our cost gives us a net change of $12,700. The beginning cash was the $16,100 because we didn't spend any of our money to invest. We add to it the $12,700. That gives us an ending cash position of $28,800. We'll go ahead and back out the minimum cash position, and now we have $23,800 left to invest. So that is the whole picture of the cash budget, and you can see based on your revenues, your fixed costs, and your variable costs, how you can easily see how much money you're going to have to invest, or it's also going to help you determine if you need additional financing in month 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Hopefully this information was helpful. As always, you need help with the cash budget, reach out, be delighted to help. Let's go ahead and wrap it up and sum it up. And hopefully you'll find this information helpful. Again, Dr. Paul Borosky here, owner of Quality Business Plan, and my main service that I provide is helping small business owners implement my organized plan growth strategy. I also provide business plan writing and financial projection models. I do organizational management, fractional COO, CFO services, and this in general business consulting. If you need some service, feel free to reach out. Thanks.